Hello, and thank you for taking the time to check out ZipoGraphics, where you can target your customers by zip code demographics. Now, this is using the U.S. Census Bureau updated data, which for the United States is 41,758 zip codes that we are able to target customers through using their demographics. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look. The first thing that we can do is we can come over here and isolate this by state. So if I wanted to go through and look at Alabama, I could do that. I could choose another state. Let's say that I was looking in California. I can choose California. I'll click on the drop-down list, and I can actually target all the way down to a specific city. So I could come down through here. I could choose, say, Belmont, and now I could be looking at Belmont, California. I'm going to go ahead and reset that, and I'm going to come back here, and I'm just going to click in the states here. I'm going to go Alabama. I'm going to come down here to Wyoming, and I'm going to hold down Shift, and that will select all of those there for me. Now, the other thing that I could do is, let's say that I didn't want to target Wisconsin. I could hold down the Control key, click on Wisconsin, and now I've included that. I could also do the reverse. So let's say that I only wanted to look at, say, West Virginia and Wyoming. By holding down the Control key, I can select those. I can go back up through the list, and I can say, oh, I also want to get Oregon. So I have the ability to select specific states. So I have the ability to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here again, and I'm going to select that whole list. Now what I can do is I can target by these other demographic values. Now I'm going to say that I want to take a look at the income per house. And I want to say that I only want houses that have an income that is greater than, and then I can plug in a number here. And I'm going to say greater than 100,000. So now I'm only going to find zip codes that are greater than 100,000 within the United States. All I need to do is click on Apply, and it will apply that. And now I have all of the zip codes with household incomes that are greater than 100,000. Now, let's say that I'm also targeting this within an age range. So I'm looking for maybe an older population. I'm going to come over here to the median age, and I'm also going to say that it is greater than. And when I come over here, I'm going to say that I want this to be greater than 50. And now when I go ahead and apply that, that's going to show me households in the United States with an income greater than 100,000 with a median age greater than 50. So these are very targeted zip codes that when I am doing my marketing in Facebook or Twitter or in Google AdWords, I can now put my audiences very specifically in those zip codes. So I'm not wasting my advertising money when I have a criteria. And there's a bunch of other criteria that we could set here. Now, once we have this criteria clearly defined, what we now need to do is get these zip codes over to the applications. And each one is a little bit different. So what we have here is the export to Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and click on export to Facebook, and it's going to ask me where I want to save this. And I'm just going to put it right here in my downloads. So I have my Facebook export. It has the date on it. I'll go ahead and save that. And now it's saved. Now what I have the ability to do is go over here to Facebook, go to where I have my target audience set up, and now what I can do is I could plug that in here with that file. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me get that file. So I've gone to my downloads folder. I'm going to find the file that I just saved, and I'm going to open that up. And here I have all of the zip codes listed. I'm going to do a Control A, and I'm going to copy that. And now when I go back here to the locations, I'm just going to right click and paste that in. It's going to ask the type of location, and we're going to say that that is postal code. We'll match the locations, and I'll match them, and I'm going to add the 56 matched locations, and now those are all added into my ads manager inside of Facebook. So those are already added and those are good to go. Now, if I wanted to, I could go back here and let's say that I wanted to put them in Twitter. Same list. It's already set for me. I'm going to export to Twitter. This one is going to have the name with Twitter in it. So I'll go ahead and I'll save that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and find that file for Twitter. And let's open that up. Now notice that this list is slightly different, formatted in a slightly different way because that's how Twitter needs it. So I'm going to go ahead and click in here and I'm going to do that Control A again. I'll right click and copy. And if I come back out here and I go to a new campaign that I've set up here in Twitter and it wants to know the location, I'm going to import multiple locations. And it says enter the locations. I'm going to right click and tell it to paste. And now I have all of these in here. I'll go ahead and verify those locations and I'll go through and verify them. I'll add locations and now those have been added in and all of those have been verified. So let's go ahead and go back to my ZipoGraphics here. And let's go ahead and tell it to export to Google. Same process. We get the file name here. I'll go ahead and save it. Go find that file where it was saved. Here's the Google file. I'll go ahead and open that up. And let me get that moved over here. You'll notice slightly different format. It has to have the US in front of it. I'm going to do a Control A again and copy. We'll go back out to Google. So let's go ahead and pull that up. And I have a campaign set up here. And it wants us to enter a location, target to exclude. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And I'm going to go ahead and right click and paste that in there. They're all added. I'll click on save. And that'll save all of those locations in there as well. So easy enough to do. The key here is to come in and select all of your criteria, whether you're doing a state, multiple states, all of the states. Set your criteria, whether it's a certain type of population that you're choosing, and income, and then the ages, and then you can do the export. You could also send this out to a CSV, a comma separated value file, so that you can pull those into Excel if you wanted to work with them another way. You could also export that out to an HTML file if you wanted to. So ZipoGraphics, again, targeting your customers by zip code demographics. This is the only product out there on the market right now that is allowing you to target and slice based on these demographics. This is marketing gold. It's going to really help you target that audience for what you're looking for. ZipoGraphics.